Greetings. And thank you for tuning in for being a part of the Dr. Love Persaud Uncensored, live right here on YouTube. Thank you very much. I have a bit of news for you. To some of you, it's not necessarily news. But just give me a thumbs up as usual if you're hearing me clear. I always have to check with you to make sure that you're getting me loud and clear. Just give me a thumbs up. Thank you. You see? Lovely people. This is what's happening. This is what is happening. All of you would have known that my Facebook account, through which you got to know that Dr. Love Persaud, I want to say politician, but I'm not a politician, but exist. Though I've existed since Facebook came into existence, because of what's happening, because of the fact that elections in Guyana is just about 3 months in the future, because of the fact that there's a certain section of the Afro-Guyanese who somehow felt, and from the first inception, have continued to harass me. They have sent threats. They have, for those who are in the regions where I am, they have boycotted my business. They have done everything possible to dissuade me from the path I have taken. In their opinion, despite the evils of the PNC or the AFC, despite the corruption, despite the blatant racism that they have forever practiced against the good people of Guyana, they think that I should cover my eyes and blindly, ignorantly back the PNC or the Black agenda in Guyana. Because I have resisted their advances, because I personally shut down their approaches, they had a vendetta. They had a mission, and they have a mission to every way possible be a stumbling block, be an opposite wind to my message on social media. As a consequence, they continue to falsely report my profile to Facebook. Because Facebook has no human that has mechanical reports. They are bots. They are robotic bots. They are software that has been written algorithms to deal with certain momentum, certain taps. And the PNC supporters on Facebook, they are in every possible group that is linked to the Guyanese diaspora, the Guyanese political tone, and they are trolling. They are trolling all the individuals who stand for justice, who stand for peace, who stand for security for that nation. And more so, like me, who is a threat to them. They come together and constantly report my profile to Facebook. It was only a few days ago, the one that I've said before that was shut down without a reason, the Dr. Sherwin Warner profile, without a reason, it was shut down 2 weeks ago. I sent emails to Facebook, thinking that these emails were sent to humans. But they're machines, they're robots that are scanning my emails. And by that, they released the account that they missed. They said it. When I checked that account yesterday, I got the messages from Facebook and they said, we apologize for shutting your account down. Based on reports, we had to make sure. And how they made sure is by shutting my account. That's how they made sure. They did not, well, again, what am I doing? I can't win this argument with Facebook because I'm not dealing with people. How can you bargain with robots? I'm not dealing with human beings. So there's no bargaining, there is no reasoning. These things are programmed. They don't think. So they shut the account, they released it. I went live yesterday and do what I always did. Stand for right, stand for justice, stand for truth. A lot of you would have followed the live yesterday. That's it. I did not call for violence against anyone. I just do what I always do. And just 1 hour after my live yesterday on the account that Facebook had shut down and released because they mistakenly, wrongfully shut it down, on that account, they shut it down again after my live yesterday. There is nowhere I could call some customer service rep and cuss them out yesterday to say, what the heck are you people doing? What are you doing? You shut me down wrongfully because there were complaints against my account. You said you did your investigation, usually which would have lasted 2 days, lasted 2 weeks. You restored my account, apologized, and because the same set of people who reported it before reported it again while I was busy doing my live, they were just reporting in their numbers. It overwhelmed the bots, overwhelmed, as if I was a danger to society. So there is no way for me to ask Facebook, what the heck are you doing? I sent an appeal again, spent hours looking for ways. There is no possible way to contact any human via the Facebook app. Nowhere. You have to physically, in America, in Silicon Valley, physically go to the office, Facebook campus, and speak to a human there. Facebook has 100,000 employees, human employees, wherever they have their locations, 100,000. But yet you can't find none of them to protest these computers and these bots wrongfully shutting you down. Nobody. I understand a lot of people may have experienced it too. It is frustrating. Frustrating. Wrongfully accused. Just because the PNC program, this is how desperate they are. And not only that, I had 2 accounts on Facebook. Remember the one I started after that was building, that was climbing close to about 3,000 in just about 2 weeks? It was building very fast. They reported that one too. That account has done nothing wrong. I could not have gone live on that account. I could not have gone live on that account. And yet the PNC criminals reported it. Facebook shut both of them down. You think you got problems? Both of my accounts, they canceled immediately. Neither of them I could access. Neither of them. For no reason. They permanently deleted one that I just started. I started it just under 2 weeks. The PNC operatives reported that account. That account has done nothing wrong. I got no flag of that account. I received no notification that the account was in violation, nothing. All I know is that yesterday, after my live, which I shared by the account, I was locked out and shut down, disabled permanently. No appeal. And you think you got problems. But guess what? I'm upset. I'm human. I'm angry. I'm disappointed. Of course. I always thought that Facebook had too much power. This is why the American Congress wanted to shut them down. Too much power. You never get justice with Facebook. This is why Donald Trump wanted to shut it down. They did it to him. But the hypocrite Mark Zuckerberg, that hypocrite, went and slimed to Donald Trump, bow, kiss his feet, promising they would not be censoring political content. They will not be silencing people. Facebook now be liberal towards political views. That's what Zuckerberg said. He made a video and posted it, telling people, encouraging them, freedom of speech. No more prejudice, no more censorship, no more, said it. And a few months after, he's back to the same old tricks. Back to the same old tricks. And people are exploiting that. So while this interferes, having been constantly shut down on Facebook, unjustifiably so, and there is no recourse, there is no way to fight it, There's no way to challenge it. The PNC people are abusing that. Abusing that. Why? Because they get order from their bosses to shut anybody down that is prominent, eloquent, and that have an impact in people's decision when it comes to who they stand for and with in the upcoming election. I am one such that they fear, that they are afraid. I am one such person because one, I'm a Negro, I'm smart, I'm articulate, and I don't stand with them. That's why they're afraid. They don't think I should be supporting the PPP or President Ali. They don't think so. A man like me should be with them. So I have to suffer the consequence of all the threats and them affecting my ability to communicate with the masses in Guyana and around the world. They don't want me to encourage the Indian in the diaspora to go home to their beloved country and support the best political movement for Guyana's safety, security, and future. They don't want me spreading that message. And Facebook has a wider reach. Why? Because it's a lighter app. It does not consume so much data. So more people click on videos on Facebook. YouTube requires more. It's a heavier app. So the views you would get on Facebook, you won't necessarily get it on YouTube. So the message would not spread so widely and quickly on YouTube. TikTok, yes. Facebook, definitely. So if they silence me on Facebook, to them, I would not reach so many voters in Guyana via YouTube. That's what they think. So yes, unfortunately, I cannot live stream on Facebook. I have no access to any of the accounts since last night. What you could do is let us not turn the other cheek. Now I have to be careful with the words I use. This is supposed to be freedom of speech, right? Do you see how the system is reducing you to an idiot, to a yes, massa, yes, massa? This is how. To get you to comply, they build you up, and when you're there, they tell you, if you don't walk the walk, we can drop you like a hot cake. And you have to start all over again. So be patient. I'm not a nice guy when it comes to talking about the PNC. I'm not a nice guy. I'm not, you know that. But I have to be a pastor, a preacher boy, Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, he talks so sweetly, so soft. Oh my gosh. I have to be like that so I don't hurt their feelings. You know, nice and smooth. That's how I have to be. That's how all these shutting and shutting and shutting and shutting has reduced me because I have no backings. I have no backings. I don't have a billionaire that's backing me. I don't have a government that's backing me. Oh, you're saying the PPPs? No, they're not. The government of Ghana is not backing me. And this is where the PNC are wrong. This is where they're wrong. They think that the organization of the PPP are backing me. They think the Ali government is backing me. That's what they think. No, they're not. They have not endorsed anything I do. To them, it's political suicide to endorse me, to acknowledge what I do and stand with me. The Ali government, the PPP organization, thinks it is suicide to do that. They can lose a lot of black votes if they back me. Yes. So PNC people, wrong. I stand alone. I stand firm, unwavering, uncompromising, because the people there, the viewers, the followers, they are the ones who stand with me, not the government, not the politician. None of them, none of them had made contact with me. Not the president, not the vice president, nobody from the organization of the PPP made contact to say we'll secretly, nobody. So all the struggles that I'm experiencing that is coming my way from the PNC, it's real. The struggle is real. And I stand alone with you, the viewers, standing with me. So all these things the PNC is doing, all these things all these comments they're making about whatever accusation, all of that is for nothing, because they can't get to the PPP through me. They can't get to the president through me. Ain't gonna happen. This is where it stops. So you, the viewer, the subscriber, I don't have a movement. I am self-acknowledged when it comes to the PPP. I've said many times, I am PPP since I'm a kid, not as a grown man. Since then, I have supported Chetty Jagan, all his policies. This is not an Irfan thing or a Jagdeo thing. I'm a Jaganite. A Jaganite. Jaganite. I ain't got a sword, but this is where the sword is, my heart. 100%. So you PNC people can do whatever the heck you want. It not shiver me, change me, twist me, in no way. Regardless of who the candidate of the PPP is, I know, scholarly so, that the PPP has in its camp the brightest minds in Guyana, the smartest politicians in Guyana, the richest people in Guyana, the wisest, let me count it, the wisest, the purest, the most holy, the most uncorrupted, the smartest, the most intelligent. Let me put in healthy, straight people in Guyana. The PPP comprises of those people. And I have a lot of pride. My ego is huge. So I would only stand with greatness I consider myself great. Why would I stand with small people? The PNC has a bunch of small people, unattractive, nasty, wicked, disturbia. They have. I detest ugly people. Detest. So there's no way that I would speak anything in support or in favor of the PNC. And I call upon the Indians and all the decent Negroes. Oh, did I say something wrong? Did I say Negro? Is it wrong? Can you Google it, please? Can you just Google it? Can you Google it, please? Please, Google the word Negro. The foundation of society that used to identify certain social ethnic group. That's the word. You want to polish it and call it something else? That's you. In the dictionary, the Oxford, the Webster, all the dictionary is the word Negro, not Afro, Negro. So, you, the listener, on your Facebook, while you're watching me live, it is possible if you know how to do it, because there are lots of people who may not be aware of how you can share a YouTube live. But if you know how to do it, I ask you to let the PNC people who are in those groups, they're in all of the PPP groups, all of the groups, the PPP groups. There are thousands of PNC people in all those groups. So when you share your stuff in those groups and you think you're sharing it amongst people of like-mindedness, loyal supporters of the PPP, no. Mm-mm. The demons are there too. The thorns are there too, spying, waiting, like a thief in the night. When a voice like mine surfaces to click report, 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 that's what they're doing. So you share this video, this live, in those groups so they can see he's still here, so they can see. So let me go on to what I want to talk about. I covered a bit of it yesterday. What happens when you digest something that is not compatible to your digestive system? They tell you certain chemicals are harmful, hazardous. If you inhale it, if you ingest it, they tell you it's harmful for your health. You must see a doctor, drink water, wash off. There's a warning label to everything that you deal with, even when it comes to certain consumer goods in the grocery aisle, in the supermarket. If you read the label, they have certain warnings that tells you don't use this product beyond the expiration date, or this is how you need to prepare this product, or you understand. There's a reason for that. When it comes to the life of the Guyanese citizen, the existence, the everyday interactions, my warning to the average Guyanese, the good citizens, the law-abiding citizens of Guyana, my warning to you is avoid the PNC camp. Don't click on their videos. You know who they are. As a matter of fact, the same thing they have done to me, do to them. Report their profile. Every time they come out and they cuss the government, they come with their fake claims, they come with their propaganda, their racial incitement, their division. Report them. Report their profile. Report their videos. Don't let it slide. Don't share it to your friends. If you come across it, you report it. Do the same thing they're doing to the people who are standing in solidarity with President Ali, the progressive Gazi. We need to know, I need to know that you are in for a long fight. They wouldn't know when you reported them. The same, I don't know how many of them reported me. But as long as they come with their nonsense, all their fake news, report their profile, report their videos, shut them down. You cannot allow that kind of toxic messages to infiltrate the peace of the Guyanese citizen. Therein, people are canceling their flights. They don't want to go to Guyana because of the messages coming from the PNC camp that Guyana is not safe. Guyana is corrupt. Guyana, you can be robbed and killed and mugged and raped. PNC pundits are spreading those messages on the same Facebook that is silencing me, is allowing those people to exist. They're existing. All these people, Bork and Chops and Smell, all of them. Yeah, she was shut down the other day. But all the others, they continue to spew, to spill hatred towards the Indo-Guyanese. And the Indo-Guyanese are saying, Shanti. While the blacks are not saying, leave him to Jesus. No, they're taking action and reporting my profile. They're sending me threats. But you, the Indo-Guyanese, that should stand in solidarity with the agenda of the PPP, not because of what you're accused of being racial, but because you are smart and you understand that your ancestors left a legacy which says progress must always accompany a new day. Progress. How do you think that progress is possible if you do not stand in solidarity with the party, the only movement in Guyana's history? Matter of fact, they created the history of Guyana. Guyana exists how it existed because of Cheddi Jagan. Burnham screwed it up, messed it up, defiled the purity, contaminated it, infected it. So if there's anyone, any movement that deserves the credit for Guyana continuously reaching this height, is PPP, the People's Progressive Party Civic. The civic component of the PPP, working for the people, working for the people. Don't be afraid. This is what the PNC wants, to spread these fake news, because in their minds, oh, the Indians are afraid of the blacks. You have to stop this. You have to end this kind of thinking. This is why they terrorize you. This is why they do what they do, because in the back of their head, Indian people are afraid of Black people. Where did they get that from? Or that conclusion? And they're peddling it, not by what they say only, but their actions. Because when they approach you, you back down. When they bully you, you turn the other cheek. So they have this, yeah, maybe it's true. Maybe they're afraid of us. You have to let them understand, we are a peaceful people. That's why we decide to. No fight. Okay, brother. But you need to let them understand. Treat them the way the white people are treating them. You see what's happening in America right now? They're protesting Donald Trump's policy for deportation, the ICE. You see what's happening? Take a close look at who started it. Take a close look at what kind of people are involved in the looting, the burning of vehicles, the damaging of infrastructure. Take a closer look at who. And that's America. It is driven by the Democrats, who are largely Black people. That's the facts. Those are the facts. I'm not making anything up. It's happening right now. The lootings, the burnings, the destruction. The Blacks are leading it in America as we speak. What is beautiful, and why I embrace the boss man, Donald Trump, when he says to shut it down, shut down. Send the National Guard out, send the riot police out, and shut it down. Any means necessary. I wouldn't have it. That's how a president must operate. So while we have compromises in Guyana, when these thugs are beating up on the policemen, burning things on the road, destroying property, looting stores, and you want to give them baton, Mr. Ben, to fight the thugs? You want to give them baton. And every other country, including the African continent, police do not patrol the streets without firearms. They don't. All the police officers everywhere carry their protection, except for Guyana. I talked yesterday about what happened in Suriname in April the 15th. Yeah, they started what you call Mission Delta Force, I think. And the special unit from the police department in Suriname, the special unit called the RBT, ventured on a program to find all the criminals who have been terrorizing the society, committing robbery under arms, and all of the other heinous crimes. In less than a month, from April to now, they have captured 99 violent criminals who thought they could rob people with guns, break into the houses, and get away. Suriname has the technology to find them. Surveillance system. They find them. 99. Yeah. 9 in 1 month. Because the community worked together and reported on them, snitched on them, they would have none of that. They would have none of that. You want to terrorize a citizen? You want to rob the Indians? You want to rob the Chinese? The blacks in Suriname reported on, snitched on their own family, their own neighbors who did those kinds of stuff. Why can the black in Guyana do that? Why can the police in Guyana have such a record? All the cops in Suriname, all the cops carry their weapon 24/7. All of them. This is why they are feared. Feared. Criminals run from them. In Guyana, the criminals run to the cops. Not away from the cops, to the cops. Because they can see that the cops has no weapon, no protection, and they can overwhelm the cops, injuring them. Last week, you have something trending about some alleged police shooting in Agricola, that depressed neighborhood where crime is the norm. Look at that. You never get a public outcry when these criminals hurt people, rob people, break into people's homes. You don't get a public outcry. The victim usually gets no justice. No justice. The court system in Guyana gives these violent criminals bail, affordable bail, so they go back on the streets to continue their rampage. All these black organizations, nobody comes out for the victim. Nobody do go for me. When armed robbers, black armed robbers, break into house, steal all their valuables, nobody go and say, let's have a GoFundMe for this family. They have lost everything to the criminals. No. No. But let the police deal with the criminal the way they should be dealt with. Then you have Nigel Hughes and all these others coming and saying, police shooting, justice for this one, justice for that one. GoFundMe for criminals. And the innocent Guyanese citizens who suffered, nobody funds them. They have to shut up, suck it up, and move on with their lives. And did I say that out of the 99 criminals that the Suriname elite force captured, did I say that almost, if not 90%, are blacks? Did I say that? I didn't? Okay. If not 90%, are black men and women. And you want to call me a racist? Those are the facts. Those are the facts. Last week in Paris, in France, in Paris, after a football game, they start a riot, burning stuff, the usual thing, the usual thing. As long as you hear burnings, lighting stuff on the street, vandalism, looting, attacking innocent civilians, you don't have to guess You don't have to guess who largely make up the crowd. You don't have to guess. You can just say, oh, exactly. In Europe, they crossed the border from Africa into France. The people welcome them in open arms. The white people welcome them, show them love, give them food, and they turn back. Want to destroy that country. Isn't that the same thing that happens in the Barnum time? How many of the Indians that they killed, murdered, how many of those Indians didn't rescue Black people, fed them, give them shelter, help them? How many? You see what they did to those Indians who were nice to them? 2020 riots in Guyana, 2020 riots. The people who are largely responsible for the terrorism on the East Coast, don't they live in neighborhoods where their neighbors are Indians? Aren't most of them employed by Indians? Didn't they get their vehicles on a monthly installment from Indian car centers? But yet, those same people turned back and attacked the very Indians that showed them love, gave them jobs. And they're calling me divided. Those are the facts, man. Those are the facts. If they can do that to you after all you did for them, you want to go through that same thing again with the PNC in government? Haven't you seen what happened in 2015, 2020? Or should I refresh your memory? Let me refresh your memory. All the cash grants that the PPP were given to the Guyanese children before they were robbed, cheated out of the elections 2015. The time ANC came to power, again, what? They cut all that money from the pockets of poor people. That the government, the PPP government, had a legacy, had a program, because Chetty promised we work for the poor and working class. That's Chetty's position. The PNC took it all away. Took it away for 5 years. They robbed the Guyanese people. Have you forgotten? Oh no, don't forget. So you need to understand, at the end of the day, what you have to lose, what is at stake. You need to understand that. Have you forgotten? Before the PNC came over in 2015, how much sugar workers were in the estates that went to a job that provided for them and their families, whose salary from the sugar estate, that cane cutter, that sugar farmer, had money to send his children to school, had money to pay his bills before 2015. You actually forgot Shame on you. Shame on you. What did the PNC do? Shut down the sugar estates. Where did they do it? In largely PPP stronghold regions. They shut down the sugar estates. Who were affected by that? Who are the people that services the sugar factory? Who are the people? Throughout Guyana, who are the people that largely populate the sugar industry in terms of the workforce? Who are the people? Who goes to do that job? You think it's an easy job? You think being a king cutter is an easy job? No, it's not. Going to the gym is easy. Playing soccer is easy. Being a cane cutter is one of the most impossible jobs there are. Your shoulders got to be strong. Your arm got to be strong. Your feet has to be strong. And who are the people doing it? They're supposed to be the weak ones, right? Don't forget what is at stake. Don't forget what is at stake. Lest you fall asleep and you wake up in September and Aubrey Norton is the president. You want to take that chance? Do you want to take that chance? You see what they've done to me? And I'm not a candidate. I'm not on the list. I'm not running for office. And look at how their hours are working overtime. That, amongst all the other things they're doing, the propaganda. He walked out of the parliament the other day when he should stand with the government against Venezuela. They're pushing fake news regarding that situation in Tushin. That man still is awaiting justice for his hotel. He's still awaiting justice. All the shops that were looted. And speaking of looting, all those people who suffered as a result of those looting and burnings and destruction of property, damaging of cars, I think the government should have a fund. The government of Guyana should take a part of that taxpayers' money that when these things happen, take money from the taxes and give to the people who victims, looting, damage to properties, damage to their cars. The government should do that. And tell you, hey, if you keep doing this, it's your taxpayers' tax dollar is going to go to the people that you terrorize. So it's coming out of your pocket. You want to damage infrastructure? You want to burn people's buildings down? Go ahead. At the end of the day, if the government is supposed to give 5 million in cash grants, that 5 million will go to build the hotel back, to give to the Chinese, to buy the person's car back that you vandalized. You got to take extreme measures. Otherwise, this will not end. It's not going to stop. This is 2025. Elections is 3 months from now. You got to clamp it down now. And Mr. Ben, Mr. Robinson Ben, show some more respect for your officers. They aren't kids. They're not boys and girls. They're grown men and women with families. Grown men and women with families. You should think of their safety first. Think of the safety of the police officers, the military, and the other disciplinary services members in Guyana. Think of their safety. Equip them so that they can protect themselves and the victims that they're going to protect. Equip them. No pepper spray, no taser, no baton. Equip them the way police should be equipped. So the criminals can see that and think twice. It is not a good sight when you see these thugs are beating policemen and women on the road. It's not a good sight. This is why people don't want to join the force. That's what they will get. People don't want to join the force. There is no protection for police officers who join the force. I ask you, share this video, download the video, edit it however you can, let the message go out. Share it in the groups on Facebook. Let them see that at the end of the day, they will have to quit. They will have to quit. But thanks for watching. I didn't block anybody on Facebook. Facebook blocked me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. I'll see you again next time. Take care.